All right, everyone, welcome back once again to Smoky Mountain Wargaming. That's right, you are getting two videos in one day. Sometimes it's going to happen. Sometimes you might go a couple of days without seeing any. But you know what? I'm going to try to bring you as much content as I can, as quickly as I can, to keep you guys up to date. Anyway, like I said, this one isn't going to be right on drop date, but this is Warzone Chardon. Or Chardon? Not exactly sure how you pronounce that, but we'll go with Chardon. So, anyways, a couple of you guys see this. You reviewed it. The reviews have been out for a while. Everyone's kind of excited about, the new Death Guard. Even though, I don't know. Tell me what you think. Death Guard just got their codex, and now they're getting some additional supplements. Does that sit right with you, or is that just a little like, why wasn't this in the codex? I guess they gotta sell these things somehow. You know, otherwise it would just be a book, just be some fluff, some lore. You wouldn't need any rule sets. But anyway, let's dive into this. So, of course, as always, you're going to have great model representation. Little synopsis here. You're going to get into a lot of the lore, the backstory, all the fluff of this stuff. Star maps are going to be inside of here. Everything you're really going to want to just kind of progress the storyline and make it good, if that's what you really want to do. If you're just in it to play the games, you're going to skip all this stuff and you're going to go straight to the data sheets. You're going to go straight to the mission briefs. Let's just face it, that's what it is. And even some of you guys, I know you're probably just even going to want the code in the back so you go straight to the download. By the way, if I end up showing it in here, I've already put the code into my system, so it won't work. But anyway, again, like I said, this gives you a lot of backstory, a lot of the lore, a lot of fluff, everything else. And then you start getting into basically what these books are going to be. This one's going to feature Death Guard, AdMech, some Imperial Knights to go with AdMech, and there's even some Drukhari in here, which I didn't know. I didn't see anyone mention anything about Drukhari in here, but they are actually in this book. And here's a whole write-up on Typhus. It's a lot of, it's his Terminus, or Terminus Est, from his ship, a lot of the lore behind that. I didn't know any of this stuff before. Very, very interesting backstory. And I just really, I don't know, me personally, I really enjoyed it. So if it's something you like to read, like I said, I know I'm rambling on about that by now, but pick it up, get a read, you'll enjoy it. Again, more star maps. Then you start getting into Metallica. We start getting into the AdMech reviews. And, they go over here. Basically, these two sections are what was involved in this war zone. You have all your forces of the Imperium, and you have all your forces of Chaos. Everything is broken down into this to tell you, the sisters even showed up with this. AdMech, naval elements. I mean, they really, when you get into the Mechanicus and when you get into the Knights, House Raven played a big part, and you'll actually see part of that in the rule sets here. And they actually make Knights interesting again. And you know what? Honestly, Knights are what got me back into this game. Just the potential of having them. And I played, what our local store had was Friday Night Fights, which I don't know if you guys remember in the old White Dwarfs. They gave you the data sheets on the Knights. It also came in the Renegade box, where you got the Good Knight and the Evil Knight. Again, depending on how you sit good and evil, that's up to you. So it gave you that, and then the White Dwarf expanded on it, and my local game store played that a lot, and that's really how all I played in 40K for a long time. Basically, I brought a knight, and that was it. And I never really played the actual games until later on, really earlier this year. And I know I just kind of dated myself with that knight box. But anyway, like I said, we're growing on this channel, we're learning, and I hope you guys do want to take that journey with me. So now here you go, you get into the campaign rules, and this is where you're going to set up on the campaigns. There's all your different campaigns, how long it's going to be, the length, basically another set. It'll give you twists, objective markers, how to set it up, how to set up your war zone points, basically, and then your Metallica will come in and set that up, what their crusade rules are, what their secret orders will be, and then you'll get basically the layouts for how you're going to set up these games. And look at this, your attacking zone, then you'll go up 9 inches, and your defender will run 12 inches, and they basically have the rest of the board. Now, that can set them up real good for defensive maneuvers and whatnot. It will set them up allowing the fallback, set up their cut off, their escapes. you know, all that kind of different stuff. Or you could just come in and really put a hurting on them. And again, if you want to set it up this way, you're center of the battlefield, and then you'll just kind of standard opposite sides of the board. Now this one threw me off. I haven't seen anything set up like this. It's basically like a checkered pattern for how you're going to set it up, which I thought was pretty nice. Now here's where you're going to get into your army rules. And again, I really like how they set this up. It's broken up into the Army of Renown for your AdMech, then your supplement for Metallica, which I kind of thought was funny, where you're going to get this supplement, but then AdMech, their book's coming out in like, I say 2-4 weeks max. You know, again, it's like, why wasn't that in the book? Your codex is coming, but then again, you're not going to be able to sell these war zones as actual campaign books without it, so 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. Then you get into the Free Blades, and the Free Blades actually got a lot of interesting stats and updates in this one. And you're also getting into your House Raven, which is really your only dedicated house in this book. Then you're going to get into the Terminus Est Assault Force for your Death Guard. And then, that's what I'm saying, you're getting to a supplement for the Codex for Drukhari, which I didn't know that was even in here at all. And boom, there you have it. So here you're going to go, you get into this, for your Mechanicus. I'm not going to go through and read every single thing. They do actually give you a page marker, which is nice. You know, most people, or most books these days don't have that. It is good for quick reference. It does give you a whole page of stratagems. And actually, they're all going to get updated stratagems. And some will get war gear, some will get relics. Now, you're also, next, you're going to get into your Free Blades. You get your Warlord trait, your new relic. You will get a new set of stratagems, which actually brings your knights up to date in the Free Blades, because before it was kind of a hindrance. They didn't really do good. They don't stack up well in 9th. This will help you out. Guaranteed. Same thing with House Raven. House Raven, their Warlord traits really updated. And also their relics. You know, as you can see, you got a lot more relics than what you used to have. And you have a whole page of stratagems now. Again, this is only for House Raven. So keep that in mind when you are building your list. But then you could also supplement this in and run them with AdMech. Or standard AdMech. Which, it's, I don't know, it's a pretty legit list. I have a whole bunch of knights. Eventually I'll show you this, guys. I think I have something like 9 standard knights. And they are actually painted up as House Raven. And when I say painted up, I mean the base colors are down. That's about it. Now you are getting into your Death Guard. This is the Death Guard that everyone's been talking about. Everyone's been excited with Typhus and the Poxwalkers and setting it up. Basically with your Deep Strike and your Terminators. But again, you're only limited to running this setup. So you can't run Mortarian. You can't run anything with a vehicle keyword. So basically, you're going to be foot slogging it along. You're not even going to have any rhinos to kind of move you up. But if you can get these to kick off and you can get these stratagems and stuff to kick off and work, they're going to do a lot of damage to someone. I mean, they're going to make... It's a very good setup. And I don't know. I'm going to try it. I have Death Guard. I'm going to put... Because basically, I bought that combat patrol box for Death Guard, which gave me Typhus, and I had a whole bunch of Plague Marines and stuff, and Poxwalkers. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try it out, see if I, don't get utterly obliterated. But, I'm going to try some of these relics and go from there. Then, like I said, you get into Drukhari, which it's kind of amazing. This book dropped on the weekend of Piety and Pain, and it also dropped on, with new codex, the new combat patrol for Drukhari. But yet I haven't seen anyone mention this at all. So I am kind of stoked about that. I hadn't really thought about doing a Drukhari army. Then I got the Piety and Pain box. I looked at the models. I never really looked at the range before. And now that I see it, I'm pretty stoked. And, well, let's just say I'm going to start another army. And I need that like I need a hole in the head. But I got to do it. So, anyway, this gives you a whole nother set of Warlord traits. It gives you a whole nother set of relics. I mean, it's for the Cult of Strife, a whole nother set of stratagems, and you know what? I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to kind of build it based off of that, maybe, I think. I don't know. I'm going to read through it a little more in detail, try to understand exactly what they're saying in a lot of this. I know I'm going to have some questions, Might even bounce some of those ideas and questions off of you guys. You know, kind of just let me know what you guys think, and we can go from there. But other than that, the rest of this is just gives you kind of like requisitions, weapon enhancements, basically some more gifts. I'm not even, honestly, to tell you the truth, sure what exactly all that means, but I'll have to read into it more. And kind of go from there. And then your glossary in the back, like I said, that code's not going to work. You can try it if you want to, but it's not going to work. I've already used it. And then your back cover art. So tell me what you think, guys. I'm open to suggestions, comments, ideas, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.